Today's episode of My Worst Date is brought to you by Audible.
Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/myworstdate.
Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Cheers! Videos tend to be long in general, though. Like I watch a few different beauty YouTubers, and Tati is one that I will watch on and off.
Yeah.
Like I don't always love her videos, but sometimes I'm just
She's
like,
like
you know
the
what?
OG though.
Yeah, she's like old school, and like I'm sometimes just like, I just want a straightforward review.
Mm-hmm.
Like just show me some swatches and tell me how you feel about this eyeshadow palette. Like,
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want like, I don't need anything crazy. I don't need some insane makeup challenge. Like just tell me if I should buy this thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Should I invest?
that's what I watch Tati for. I'm like, you know, she gives
I'm
you the
literally clueless on
old
all
school
of
shit.
this.
Dude, okay, do you want to lay it down or give the brief review?
I mean, okay, sure.
Because I do not watch tutorials.
Well, I never liked James Charles anyway. Like,
So James Charles is another
he is
YouTuber.
a beauty guru, YouTube.
You would recognize him if you saw him. He's like the face of CoverGirl.
He was the first man to be like a CoverGirl model, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's really
Yeah.
cool. And he's
I'm not
partnered...
making this face because I'm like disgusted by that. I'm just
No,
in this
I mean,
face like I don't know if I would recognize him.
I'm prefacing it by saying that because like I get it that it's exciting that there's like a male makeup artist who's
it's cool.
It's cool, but he's annoying and has always been annoying to me. I just don't. There are other male makeup artists that I'll watch, but I can't get through his videos. I just think that he's obnoxious, and so it's kind of surprising to me that he has like his following is bigger than Tati's following now.
Really?
Yeah, it's
By
huge.
a lot. Like she's got like 6 million followers on YouTube and he's got like 20 million or
He,
something
he
like that.
had 16 before this all went down. She had 6 and he had 16.
Right. Million
Wow,
followers.
that is
like
a
subscribers.
wild amount of
Yeah.
followers.
Yeah.
So it's insane. But like whenever he was like a newbie to the scene when he was like 15 or 16 and had like very few followers and she still had several million on YouTube, he reached out to her and was just like, you know, I just admire you so much and I would love to like do something with you. And she took a shot on him. She was like, okay, and like put him on her channel.
Right. Blast, put him on out there. And
Put him out there and like really, really helped him along in his career. Her husband is like a manager.
Yeah.
And
Helped him with like several business deals.
right, like helped him like renegotiate contracts and things like that. Was like, I won't manage you, but like I will help you.
Sure.
They've really like filled in as like kind of parental figures for him.
like a surrogate
Yeah.
family in
Yeah.
some way.
He like did her wedding makeup.
And he couldn't afford to, it was like before he was famous and making a lot of money, so he couldn't afford to like fly himself out to the wedding and things like that. So she paid for all of that, like for him to come and like do her makeup. And it was
Which, to be fair, is what you should do.
But she didn't.
Like,
but she
I
didn't.
mean, if I'm being honest, like
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
Right,
like
but
you're
it was
hiring.
I
it was
wouldn't pay for my own.
essentially she didn't need him to do her wedding makeup. She could have gotten someone like big
So-
and famous and amazing to do her wedding makeup. But
So she was like, I'm doing this for you as a
right,
favor.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of. I think it is kind of a favor. He didn't have followers or a career. She brought him along with her.
And like basically it was like making him money because like in all of her videos
Right.
she was like use promo code like make
James
sure
on
yeah.
your feed. Like
Oh.
she. And when she brought him along to do her wedding makeup, I don't think it was like a pity thing. I think it was like, this is for your career.
Sure.
So like,
So they, like, put
flying
it up
him
on
out and
YouTube
doing all of
and-
that. They captured it, put it all on YouTube for him, and it like did really good things for him. And so this whole thing, it's kind of petty, honestly, to me. But I also understand why she's like upset.
Yeah, because
pissed, yeah.
she launches Halo or whatever, and like
Which
it's
like a
hair-
supplement, hair and nail.
kind of like
Okay.
Sugar Bear hair.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, which I use Sugar Bear hair and they are
state.
delicious.
I'm just kidding.
No, I wish.
I know, right?
This is not an ad for Sugar Bear hair.
No.
Or Halo.
Exactly. But so like James didn't have her like on his Instagram. Didn't really like promote her. Didn't promote Halo Beauty. Like,
and she's been promoting him up until like he just released a palette earlier this year or like at the end of last year, and she still is constantly promoting him.
Wow.
You know, and invites him to like all of her like family functions, like her birthday parties and things like that. Yeah.
So they're like friends.
Yeah. Right. And she showed videos. She came out with the receipts on her like 43-minute long video. And she's like, it's genuine emotion because people are accusing her of like, you're throwing away your friendship with James over money. And she's like, no, like I loved him. And she like shows videos of like going to his Morphe launch parties. And she's giving like speeches where she's like crying because she's just like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. You know? It's like a genuine like friendship. Sure. And he ends up like after not like doing like anything for her for Halo or anything like that, just to get like Coachella VIP passes, he does a Sugar Bear hair ad or whatever.
Right.
Or,
and
like,
he had told her, like,
Wow.
I won't, he's like, I love you. You know, I hope that
I would
Halo,
never do anything.
I hope that Halo's a success, but I won't put it on my channel because most of my subscribers are young kids, like 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds. And like, I just don't want to be pushing like supplements to kids. And so she was like, okay, like I understand that. But then you're going to turn around and be like, here are these ones that taste like gummy bears. They do taste delicious. You know what I mean? And you're pushing those. And he was like, he had called her. He didn't even tell her beforehand. She saw it like all over social media. And then he called her like several days later and was like, well, we were in a really, me and my entourage were in like a really unsafe position. And Sugar Bear like came in with VIP tickets for us that like really helped us because we were being like swarmed and like mobbed and shit. And it's like, you have millions of dollars.
Yeah. Like that. She's like, that's not how contracts work. Like, she's like, it's not how any of this works.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
He's like 19 or 20 and he thinks he can pull this shit over on her. And she's like, meanwhile, she's like mid-30s and she's like, I've been in this game for long enough that I know how this shit works. There's 0% chance that wasn't planned out beforehand 100%, and you didn't bother to like give me a heads up or let me know.
Wow.
But the real reason why he's being canceled is for the like personal shit that she laid out, which is basically like his behavior in trying to like pursue straight men and just like getting really like shitty with them when they're straight. And he's like,
it's basically
really
sexual harassment.
Sexually
like he harasses
people.
like straight men to try and make them. And Tati has been like, they're straight. They don't want anything to do with you. And he's like, it doesn't matter because I'm a celebrity and I can do what I want.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's what she laid out. That's getting people to be like, okay,
that's what the receipts are about.
Yeah. Because I guess like her birthday party, he was like really harassing like a busser or a server. And she's like, I had to call people the next day and apologize for you.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yikes. So yeah. But now Tati, I guess, is up to like over 10 million followers. James Charles is down by 3.
Team Tati right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he still has millions of followers. It's not really hurting him, but like...
Yeah, in the group chat this week, all I saw was hashtag Team Tati. So I was like, I have no clue what's happening here.
Every single person, I've not talked to one person who's just like, you know what? I think I'm Team JC. You know, like that's not happened.
I mean, at the end of the day, how old is he? 19?
19 or
he's
20.
19 with millions of dollars.
He's not gonna.
He's
not
crying
hurting
into his money. Like it's, and
he's
released a video.
hundreds for tissues. He's fine.
Did you see his video?
I didn't.
Oh my God. It was so like,
for the listener, she just rolled her eyes out loud. I don't know if you heard that.
it's these beauty like apology videos. Like someone, Laura, whatever her face is, was like super fucking racist and was like losing a bunch of like YouTube followers. And so she released an apology video, and that shit is the most hilarious thing you've ever seen because it's like she's pretending to cry, like watching someone like try and force being like, I'm just so sorry. And he doesn't do that, but there is something about, I've seen my fair share of YouTube apologies at this point.
Right.
And like there is something about the YouTube apology where like they come to the camera. It's like kind of shitty lighting. That's how you know it's real, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like, I didn't even set up my lights. I'm just right in front of a window right now. I'm wearing a hoodie and I don't have any makeup on.
Yeah, it's always no makeup.
I'm wearing my
always.
glasses so that you know that like this isn't
genuine.
like this is me being apologizing.
I'm raw.
Yeah.
I'm raw and real right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're sorry that you lost a bunch of
Followers.
like subscribers. You're not like sorry. She's like, I owe an apology to Tati and James. They've been nothing but wonderful to me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done this to them. It's like, yeah, no kidding.
Dude, I think you really got to take a look at your behavior when the only one defending you is Logan Paul.
Logie Paul, Logie. Wow. Logan Paul and then Gabby, whatever his name is, another one who's another fucking problematic YouTuber. Those are the only two that are like coming to your defense. It's like, ooh, well, yikes. Ooh, this is not good. Okay, guys.
Do you think it's fake? Do you think it's all fake for Boost?
I don't think so. I don't think so from Tati because I'm just like, I don't think she would have. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't get that sense either. I got the sense that it was genuine and she was just like, you know what? Like she tried to like reach out and handle it probably privately, but then wasn't getting anywhere and was like, all right, then I'm going to swing my dick around.
Shaded. She was being shaded by his friends and then he didn't do anything to defend her. So she was like, you know what? This friendship is over.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you, fam.
I see you.
I see you. I see you.
You guys, I have a shame receipt to cash in.
Uh-oh. First of all, should we introduce ourselves?
Yes.
All right, fine.
Okay. This is my worst date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
Who's going to share the shame receipt?
Christina. Yes.
Hi. Okay. So, last night at my show.
Uh-oh.
We have a friend. You can bleep his name out, but just for context, so you know who I'm talking about. Our friend came to the show last night.
Okay.
With a lady.
And
With a lady.
And okay, our other friend, her fiance's family was there.
Okay.
As well. And they were kind of standing over in the corner. I saw them. I was making a mental note. You know, when you come out to like after a show and you're like saying hello to everyone, you're making a mental note of like everyone you need to say hello to.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I was like saying hello, you know, moving my way through the room. I saw moved kind of over in the same corner as my friend's fiance's family. And so I gave him a hug. And then the woman next to him, she reached out to give me a hug and I gave her a hug. And then I went, are you Ian's mom?
Oh.
And she looked at me like she was so thrown off. And then she said, no, I'm bleep that too. You've met me before. And I was like, oh no. And poor was like, you could see on his face that he was like, no, I brought her with me. And I was like, oh no. I was like, it's just, I mean, I thought, and in my defense, whenever I told my friend, you know, whose future mother-in-law this was supposed to be, she was like, they do look alike. She's like, they do look alike, but she looked so offended and I couldn't save myself. I was like, oh God, I'm drowning.
No backing out of that.
Oh, it was so awkward. And then it made the rest of the night so uncomfortable.
You're just like, oh my God, yes, of course.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. I'm so frazzled right now. Like that's like all you can do is be like, I'm so frazzled right now. I'm so sorry. Like I'm just trying to like make sure I say hi to everybody, you know? And it's like, oh God. And then they were at the bar later and I was just like, oh, hey, hi. Oh God. And like they drove up from Santa Barbara or down from Santa Barbara and I'm like, oh my God. It felt so uncomfortable. Because it's kind of like that thing where if I've never done this, but I know people who have, where like you're like, congratulations about being pregnant when somebody's like not pregnant. It's like the same kind of thing where you're like,
we've met,
and also I just accused you of being an adult person's mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh. Anyway,
it was
my God. So it was one of those things that like while I was like cleaning up after the show, it just kept hitting me, and I was like, I kept like shuddering.
Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off.
Well, I think I came up with a new like term. I'm really excited. So, for listeners, I had a pseudo boyfriend kind of thing for all of about 6 days.
It was fast burn.
For really quick, shooting star. But because of this person saying they wanted to be exclusive, I had to clear out my phone of a lot of friends, a lot of gentleman friends that I've made in the past year.
I feel like you got to show me some real sign of commitment before you ask me to throw away my little black book.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I thought about him, and I was like, oh, I know what to call these random numbers. I'm going to call them U-ups.
They're my U-ups.
They're my U-ups. So I had to get rid of all my U-ups for 6 fucking days, and
now you're starting over.
Now I have to start over.
I feel like that's a cleanse. Now you can be more discerning.
Yeah,
you can up your collection. I feel like I like it actually. I think it's probably good.
Yeah, I think everybody has to
reboot.
go through
You
and
unplugged it, and now you're plugging it back in.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about this, Christina, that you did that? You actually went out on a date with the guy last night that you kind of like, and who knows what that's going to turn into. Maybe it was the cleansing.
Yeah.
It was that hard reset.
It was the hard reset that you did.
Saging my phone.
You saged your phone. You're on a hard reset.
You weren't
now.
distracted by all the dudes in your phone. Yeah,
the
exactly.
U-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So yeah, I want to know if listeners how many is too many? What are your experiences with your U-ups? Good, bad,
my U-ups in my past, it would be 1 or 2.
Yeah,
that would be about it.
I had 3. I had three U-ups that were because a U-up has got to respond. It's not just I
don't think I've ever had a U-up.
Oh, really? Oh, they're fun.
Sorry.
It is sad, isn't it?
Yeah. You just want to text me later and be like, you up?
Yeah,
just to get it off your chest.
I think
and I'll
need
text
the
back
experience.
what you wearing.
You know what you can do? What you can do for me, Cassie, is you can go ahead and use the Snapchat filter to do male Cassie.
Yes.
And then,
dude.
And then we can move from there. I'll change your picture in my phone just to make myself feel better.
I'll use a deep voice when I text you.
You up?
You sound like the Theranos woman.
Yeah.
You up? No, because I've got the U up when it's I want to go do something fun, go out to a bar or whatever.
Sure.
I
got the U up,
the public U up.
Exactly. You got the private
the
U
private
up.
ones that you don't tell anybody about.
Exactly.
Private U up. U up for Ani.
And then I got the freaky U up that I'm feeling
frisky.
Pound Town U up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So.
You gotta have the variety in there.
All gone.
Very good.
All
variety.
gone. So yeah, starting from scratch.
Well, do you guys want some useful, helpful information?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I found the best sex position for your zodiac sign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do
All
tell.
Right. So I'm going to start with mine.
Is going to be boring as fuck. They're always boring.
Mine's Aries. So, and I was like,
I'm going to say reverse cowgirl. That's my guess.
Bring it back down. It's regular old cowgirl, and it is right on track.
Yeah, because you're in control.
Oh, in
that situation.
Aries women love taking control and taking the reins, and putting on a bit of a show is a huge turn on for Rams. That is the fucking truthiest of truths I've ever seen in my life.
Capricorn's going to be missionary.
Oh,
I fucking
no.
know it.
Pisces probably is. Pisces is always boring.
Huge turn on for Rams who love seeing just how excited they make their partner. That is that is spot on for me. So, all right, let's go. I believe it's going to be Capricorn. Capricorn. What did you think it is going to be?
Missionary.
Okay.
Oh, well, Capricorns.
Think about it for real.
Yeah. Okay. Scientific, logical, loyal.
Science it.
Yeah. Science.
The real science behind this.
I don't know. I'm going to guess doggy style.
Okay. It's 69.
Oh.
Practical, efficient, and caring Capricorn are very intrigued.
Practical. Get the job done.
Are very intrigued by the prospect of
Simultaneous.
simultaneous orgasm. The best way to try to make it happen, oral sex in 69 is classic for a reason. Enjoy getting each other off, then move on to the main event.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
I'm down with that.
Right?
Yeah.
Pisces, what do you think?
No, it's going to be something gross. I mean, not gross like fun, like gross like sweet.
Why do I think that you'll think this is gross?
I probably,
Even-
what
it's
is
not
it? Is it
grossly
missionary?
sweet. No, it's not.
Okay.
Pisces just can't get enough of anything with a little stimulation. It literally says anything with a little stimulation.
What does that mean?
I think that just means you get off easy, I guess. I don't know. It says can't get enough sensation, so adding a vibrator to the action can feel incredibly good. Or have your partner use their hands to stimulate you while you get it in. Or
Okay.
get it on. Get it in,
all
get it
right.
on.
I mean, that's
yeah.
that's okay.
Okay.
That's all
I
right.
mean,
I feel like that's a bit of a
can I
cop-out,
just say
but-
that, like, I mean, like, all of them, I'm just like, I like all of this.
Yeah,
like, you
right.
could have put.
I mean, all of them are everyone. I
Yeah.
mean, pretty much. I think.
Yeah.
But
This is one of my favorites. Scorpio's sex position anywhere that isn't a bed. I like that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
funny.
That's nice.
Libra, phone sex.
Okay.
Virgo is oral. Leo is doggy style.
Oh.
Cancer, cat. What is that?
What is a cat?
Coital alignment technique or cat. How to do it. The woman keeps her legs together as the man or partner acting as the man straddles her because her thighs are together.
Oh.
The man will only be able to penetrate an inch or so.
Oh.
I'm trying that
I
out.
don't know. I've got my notebook out.
Gemini is
Please
role
excuse
play.
me for a second.
Gemini is role play and Taurus is missionary. Oh, poor
Aw,
Taurus.
Taurus.
Oh, that's okay.
No, I mean, yeah, vibrators are good.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
Aquarius is wheelbarrow.
What
Oh,
the fuck
that's
is that?
That's when. I mean, I think
It's
it's
from
when
the
a
Kama
dude
Sutra.
it's when like dude face is standing up.
Man holds up the women's legs and enters her.
Like you remember you used to play
Oh.
wheelbarrow as kids. It's but then you're naked and he puts his dick inside you. So
But except not like when you're kids.
Except for not like that at all,
For
but
something
yes.
totally
I know
different.
exactly what you're saying, and
Yes.
I
that seems really athletic. That seems like
Yeah.
that's a lot.
That's work.
That's a lot.
You gotta have some good upper arm strength, I feel.
Yeah, you're like holding yourself and the dude is like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you just do it on the edge of the bed?
Lazy
Seems
wheelbarrow.
like, yeah.
Oh,
Right?
I'm down with that. Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
workarounds, guys.
I know.
Not all of us have the core strength, okay?
No
Like-
shit. Well, on that note, I'm ready to play some Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Oh my
What should we
gosh.
do?
Got it all hot and bothered.
No shit.
Yeah.
I like the idea of TV doctors. That was fun.
TV doctors, okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right. Yeah.
So there's a lot of doctor shows. There's Grey's Anatomy, there's ER.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, then I got to go classic ER George Clooney.
Oh, yeah, that was what was in my head as well. But
Oh,
you know what?
sorry.
No, that's okay.
I was also
I
thinking
mean-
House, to be honest with you.
Or House.
Ugh.
Or I'm going to go Patrick Dempsey,
Mm.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to go for House.
House.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
For
then I'll do
sure.
whatever Clooney's name was and Dr. Such and Such.
Yeah,
from
that guy.
that
We know
guy.
who you're talking about.
I always liked Noah Wylie back then, too.
Oh, he was cute.
He is so cute.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I feel like Clooney's going to be included in something else. Oh, we did him for Batman's, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
So let's
You
do
do Noah Wylie?
Do Noah
Okay.
Wylie.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Ooh, he's cute.
He is cute.
Who'd you say? Patrick Dempsey?
Patrick
Oh, I think I know.
Dempsey.
I think I know.
I
I'm going to
think I know too.
fuck House because he seems wild AF.
Yes.
Although delicate, he's got a back injury, so
He'll be fine.
No, he seems like
you just heard my sex positions, cowgirl, and I think we can.
oh yes,
We got this
You're
under
fine
control.
then. In that case,
I'm gonna fuck House, and I am going to marry Noah Wylie, and I am going to kill Patrick Dempsey only because I never watched Grey's Anatomy. So if that,
well, I want to preface this by saying I've never really watched Grey's Anatomy or ER. I only know
I'm going
from the
on
periphery.
looks alone. honestly.
which is also kind of a little bit where I'm at.
I mean, but I have seen House, so I mean,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
an understanding
House.
of that character. But
yeah.
I feel like he's the guy that you fuck, but you don't marry. You know what I mean?
yeah,
like House is
yes.
like
yeah.
he's
Problematic.
complicated.
Yeah.
He is complicated. He is. That seems like You know that there's that like group hashtag like that relationship sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like it would be like with House. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Fucking I gotta deal with your problems.
I hate that like that's like a huge part of me is just like liking a
I knew
sad
you were gonna
boy
marry House.
project.
I know,
Knew
but
it.
we gotta break
I'm
you
like,
of that. We
I
really
know.
do.
I'm like, I can change him.
You can't.
I can make him happy.
They did that for fucking what 10 seasons on House.
I
He
know.
never changed.
No.
I know.
Never.
Yeah. Learn from House.
I was like, I can fix him. I will try to fix you.
Not gonna work.
No, I'm gonna be better. I'm just gonna fuck him.
Okay.
And then
Try and walk
try
away.
and walk away.
Keep him as a you up in your phone.
Yes!
I complicated you up.
Exactly. I'll be like, don't use this one. Like it was like one of the ones
says,
that's
"Don't
behind the glass where it's like break glass.
He's got to go in. Wasn't there an app a while back that was like you could put certain numbers in it for like when you're drunk?
Don't
Oh,
answer.
So
yeah.
that like you couldn't like call them or text them. That's the
Smartest
you gotta
fucking
put,
app ever.
You got to
I swear.
put him in that. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Only you can't
Glass
because that's when
first.
you would call him.
Yeah.
And you'd call House like 2 a.m. drunk.
And there's something about Patrick Dempsey though. It's his eyes. I think I've got to marry him. I don't
don't
know
think
what
he's
it was like on
good-looking.
the show, but yeah,
Thank God we all have different tastes in
I
men.
know.
This
Yeah.
is working out. This is where we're friends.
I know.
Yeah.
All having different tastes in men.
Yeah.
Although I'm going to do the same thing as Christina,
Right
I
on.
think. And I don't know why, really, because I do think Patrick Dempsey is attractive. And I think Noah Wylie is attractive.
I think they're both. I tend to go for darker gentlemen, like darker hair.
darker hair. Yeah, they both have dark hair.
Yeah.
You know. I think they're both attractive. I think maybe it's just because Grey's Anatomy, even though I never watched it, it's just more in my like, you know, I want to say the word lexicon, but I feel like that's the wrong word.
I want to
But
look
you know,
up
it's
Noah Wylie
just
now.
more
Yeah.
in my life because
Sure.
it was around more as I
Yeah.
was growing up, rather than ER.
Yeah. ER was like when I was growing up.
Yeah, it faded out whenever I was younger. So I want to go with Patrick Dempsey to marry. For no good reason, really.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Patrick Dempsey to marry.
You're like,
I'm gonna,
seems right.
I'm going to fuck House because I feel like that's the right answer.
It is. Yeah.
He does seem like he would be the least boring.
Oh,
He
yeah.
seems like he would be the most fun.
Yeah.
And he's like hopped up on Vicodin. So you're
Yeah.
right. He doesn't feel shit. It's going to be fine.
Oh, it's fine.
His back is fine. It's fine. Yeah.
This is
I'm
fine.
not worried about it. He's not going to be wheelbarrowing or anything. But like,
But he would use a vibrator on you. I feel like.
I feel like
for
he would.
sure would do
I
that.
feel like he would tie you up and use one of those back massagers.
Oh God! Oh no! Bananas!
Yeah, House seems like one you might need a safe word with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the right answer. And yeah, for no fault of his own, except for that I just don't know him very well. I'll off Noah Wylie.
Do you feel like he uses the cane on you?
Maybe.
Ooh.
And I might be all right with that.
Might be okay with that. Alrighty then.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Let's go ahead and take 5, and we'll be right back with stories.
All right. And we're back. So we want to say thank you to a new patron.
Yes.
Yay!
Shout out.
A new Patreon supporter. So thank you so much to Erica Thompson for being our new patron. We, are so grateful, as always, for, even if just listening, just listeners.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for that. And we're
Welcome
happy
to the club.
have you on board.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Honestly, I think we said it last week, but I'm like, I just can't get over it. Like anytime I'm on Twitter and I see people's feedback and people commenting to us, and our Facebook group is
The best.
oh my God, it's so fucking awesome.
It's so fun.
honestly.
I look forward anytime I see that
Yeah.
someone has posted in our Facebook group. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
can't
and
wait.
you know what? It really does remind me a lot of Drinkerinos in that
Yeah.
way, like
Yeah.
where it's like super supportive, like
Yeah.
everybody's really amazing.
Yeah, like we have rules, like any
Right.
group, no harassment, racism, bullying, et cetera, and we have not had to like enforce anything in
Yeah,
there.
we
Like
haven't had to,
people
like-
are so good and like we've
And
not
kind.
and knock on wood, but we've not had any posts like devolve into like
Oh no, thank God.
fights or anything. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we got that really great message the other day about somebody wanting some like tips on their
Yes.
dating profile,
Yes, which we will definitely give you.
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I thought that was so cute. I was like, you do realize like I'm like unsuccessfully dating,
But I would love to get feedback.
I would love to give my
Yeah.
2 cents, but
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
got
take it with a grain of salt.
you've got 2 girls who have never made an online dating profile.
but are successfully in relationships. So.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And
Actually.
I've definitely helped Christina on her dating profile.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
I don't know if that's helped.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Like, I don't know if that's a pro or a
too-
con,
I know.
but-
Maybe it's my fault.
we will definitely help you out, girl.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to send us, their profiles in for sharesies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Yeah.
We're here for you. All right. Who's starting us off?
Me. So this email's a little long, but I kind of like it. And the subject line was my worst motherfucking date, y'all.
Whoa.
I like that. You
She
sound like
puts
my
a
type of person.
Stank
I like
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
All right. So she says, before diving in, I just want to tell you guys that I, all caps, love this podcast.
Yay.
I'm so glad I stumbled upon it. Not only are you guys hilarious, but it's really important for me, a 24-year-old woman, to hear your wisdom and your perspectives really validate my own feelings about relationships.
Aw. Yay.
So, in quote, cheers to
Yay.
being role models for younger women just trying to figure it the fuck out.
Oh, I love this already. My heart just grew like 3 sizes.
You're like the Grinch.
Yeah.
Okay, so she says, but let's get down to the reason why we're really here. My worst
I
date.
love that. She's like, now down to business.
Now down to business. Sorry for the length, but it's a good one, I promise. While being off again with an emotionally abusive ex, gaslighting, am I right, ladies?
Yes.
We can relate.
Yep.
I downloaded Tinder for the first time per my roommate's suggestion. I was 19 at the time and matched with a super cute 26-year-old. We'll call him Sean. We hit it off over text and started talking on the phone, and I'm like, okay, bitch, let's do this damn thing for real. Girl, is this me right now?
I
swear, I'm
know.
like,
I know. She's like, all right, enough with the chit chat. We're
Yeah.
not pen pals. Let's do it.
Right. So we meet up for coffee and then walk some trails at a local park in the daylight because ain't no way I'm becoming a statistic.
That's right. You
hear
don't want
that.
to get datelined.
That's right.
Exactly.
It was a pretty good time, but I could tell he was hella nervous, like visibly shaking nervous. I was nervous too, but my extroverted personality and ADHD just goes haywire as a defense mechanism against social anxiety. So I'm blabbing and being my wildly charming self, but he's really quiet.
That's
again,
how I
this is
handle
me.
social anxiety too.
Totally.
I get like, I talk too much. I go the other direction.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh my gosh. It's got to be 50-50. I really don't like it when someone else can't like handle the other half of a
no,
conversation. I'm immediately turned off by
It's
that.
exhausting because then I just feel like it's a one woman show.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
da 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 da. Because I can't handle
totally.
like, I
Same.
can't handle awkward silences. So I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I guess I'm just going to carry this shit on my own.
You're like,
here
I'm
we
gonna
go.
put this in my backpack too.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm going to carry some water and this fucking conversation.
After the date was over, I'm thinking, okay, girls, some men just can't handle all this. So if he isn't
Amen.
into it, then that's cool. But he ended up texting me once he got home saying he had a great time and asked if I wanted to go to the zoo later that week for a second date. So I'm like, okay. So the charm bomb did explode and he's into it tight.
I love her.
I
You
know.
do. So zoo date comes around and Sean is convulsing like a fucking rave girl on a bad Molly and at a Base Nectar show. Oh my god, I fucking love her so much.
Is this your like long lost little sister or
I
something?
think so.
Oh my god.
Are we related?
At this point, I think I would be like, yo. Like at this point,
Yeah.
you've got to be like, are you okay?
Right.
Do I need to call
Well,
an
if he's,
ambulance?
like, shaking that much, I'm like,
Oh,
is
shit.
it like drugs?
Yeah,
or
like,
something?
what's
Like,
Well,
wrong
she
with
did
you?
say like a fucking rave girl at a
Yeah.
bad Molly. Anyway, he tries to hold my hand and the sweat permeating
Nope.
from his pores was like
Ew.
dripping.
Ew.
No.
Oh no.
No.
She says
no.
She says no hyperbole.
Oh my God.
That is fucking gross. Can you imagine like you go to like hold hands with somebody and it like rings out like a wet washcloth? It's fucking disgusting.
It's like clammy and
I'm sorry. Listen, as someone who gets like clammy palms when I'm nervous, like wipe your fucking wipe your hand off on your jeans or something.
God. Oh my God.
Don't go in there with clam hand.
Ew, you know better.
Real talk, I felt really bad for him. I wanted him to feel comfortable, but I understand some people need more time. So despite our slip and slide hand holding, I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Ew.
We stopped by the bathroom so I can take a whiz. Whiz. Oh my God, she might be related to me. I swear to God. And when I come out, dude has 2 tequila shots in his hands. He offers me one and I'm like, I'm good. Like it's noon and I'm 19, so I'm not trying to get arrested at the motherfucking zoo.
Where did he get tequila shots at the zoo?
And shot glasses.
At noon.
He just like pulled them out of his backpack. He's like, brought these for emergencies. Let's do this.
Here's
man.
the hippo exhibit and some tequila. All right.
He shrugs, takes both shots to the face and says, those were $20. I'm not letting it go to waste. I'm kind of dumbfounded, but also like, if the liquid courage is going to help this little hyperhidrosis turtle come out of his shell, then whatever.
You're at a zoo that serves tequila shots?
What zoo is this?
Where are you?
No, I need to know about this zoo.
Wild.
That is wild. Wow. Or do they serve margaritas and he was just like, just give me the tequila.
You know what? I'm going to do a margarita, hold the everything
no
tequila.
Yeah,
and serve it in a very small glass. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thanks. Got it. Like the previous date, it went well, but Sean was really quiet and barely engaging in conversation. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this isn't going to work because our personalities don't really seem to match up. Despite my hesitance, we make plans to hang for a third time. Girl, you were persistent.
Well, she's 19.
Yes.
No, I'll tell you the other thing though. I mean, I'm fucking 37. You remember dude face that?
Yeah, I could not handle his silence either.
Yeah.
Like I
tried because I was like he's
That guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
no.
I have learned through you, I think, certain deal breakers that I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
And
true.
one of them is like I could not be with I hate awkward silences and carrying a conversation so much that if we went on one date and that's how it was, if it felt like being in an elevator with a stranger, then I'm not trying to go on a second date. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
My personality isn't set up that way. Some people like that. Like they like being the person who carries the conversation.
I do not.
I don't.
I need
reciprocation.
Like, the number one like turn on for me is like
talking,
communicating. Yeah.
So this is date number 3. This time I invite him to my apartment to watch Wet Hot American Summer, which he said he didn't get, like a bitch. Oh, no, she says like bitch.
Like bitch. I like that. You're like a bitch. You didn't get it.
She says like bitch. What's there to get? It's hilarious. I fucking love her. And drink some beers. I'm thinking, okay, no pressure situation. We got alcohol. My roommate and her boyfriend were there. Maybe he'll finally loosen up. Well, lo and behold, he doesn't. In fact, he's more tense than before. I tell him we can go watch Netflix in my room. Like it. Thinking he's having anxiety around meeting my roommate and her dude. As soon as I close the door, Mr. Skittish, formerly abused rescue puppy.
Oh my God.
I love this. Has a revelation regarding his mental illness. He sprawls out on my bed, takes his sweater off and motions me to come lay next to him.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not sure where the sudden confidence and aggression came from, but it threw me off my rhythm. I had recently suffered from a serious neck injury and that I had told him that previously. So I said, sorry, I have to sit up with a neck pillow. Laying down is actually really uncomfortable for me. He seems disgruntled, but sits up with me and I press play. 5 minutes into the movie, he puts his hand on my leg, not feeling it. I get up and grab us some beers, come back, and he gets handsy again. I say shakily, I guess your nerves went away, huh? And he says, I feel way more comfortable when we're alone. I might be a blind ass bitch most of the time, but this red flag was flapping in the wind. So
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, time to abort. I use my neck as an excuse, saying I'm in a lot of pain and would like to just take a Vicodin and go to sleep. He then proceeds to get under the covers, turn the TV off, and ask me for
He's
a
like,
painkiller.
night, night.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm not going to contribute to the opioids crisis.
I'm not trying to get you hooked on these pain meds, bitch. Get out.
Get
and
out.
also, get the fuck out of my bed, you psycho.
Oh my
I laugh
God.
and turn on the light and say, oh, we're not there yet, dude. You got to go.
Dude,
At 19,
sleepovers are way, way, way intimate. Like, I don't need you to know that I talk in my sleep.
Right.
I don't need you
right?
to like see me in the morning. Like,
Morning dragon breath.
sleepovers are like, I'll fuck you before I let you sleep in my bed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I
We're
have
gonna
a
earn
whole
that.
nighttime routine
Yeah.
that I need to perform.
Yeah.
Like that is not third date material, especially not 3 bad dates.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have to say kudos to her at 19 for being assertive enough to
be
be
like,
like to tell this 26-year-old man to get the fuck out of my bed.
Yeah.
I said it playfully because socializing for women includes playing it safe just in case the dude you're rejecting is a violent fuck. Oh my
Amen.
God, girl. Yes.
Oh my God.
He's like-
am in love with this girl.
I
Me
know,
too.
Right? He's like, haha, okay, fair enough. I walk him out. He kisses me with a sweaty ass upper lip and leaves.
He's got a
waste-
sweat mustache.
Ooh, I waste no time the next morning comprising a very thought out text explaining that I think our chemistry is more fit for a friendship rather than something romantic. I had a great time hanging out and I hope he understood.
Oh, this isn't gonna be good.
Ain't gonna go well.
Nope. He's the type. He's gonna blow her up.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It was a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly what he said in his reply, but I'll never forget the last part. He texts back, LMAO. Well, joke's on you. I have borderline personality disorder, so congrats on dodging that bullet. Also, when I left your place last night, I went to a random's house and fucked her. He then proceeded to tell me I was a prude, which, joke's on you, Sean. I am actually a total slut. And usually put out on date 3 if the dude isn't a sweaty pervert. Oh my God, I love that so much. I'm like,
She's like, you were just unfuckable. It wasn't.
Joke's on you. You're just disgusting.
yeah. I'm like, holy fucking shit, boy. Bye. I never replied back and closed the proverbial book on Tinder because if this was my first experience, what kind of nut job will I find next? Later that week, he drunk dials me at 4 a.m. I answer in my sleep and he's like, are you regretting your decision yet? I said, oh God, no. And please don't call me again. And as I'm going to hang up, he's like, wait, no, I'm sorry. I was just calling to see if I could buy some Vicodin from you.
Oh, sir,
no.
God. I hang up and block his number and lay my beautiful ass head on my pillow and go back to sleep unbothered.
Queen.
Because, well, man, worst fucking series of dates ever. Also, I know I said I swore off Tinder, but I did eventually re-download only to end up meeting up IRL with one dude who I am now in an amazing 3-year relationship with. He's not sweaty bitch and has divulged all and any mental illnesses in an appropriate fashion. And I put out on the 3rd date. Thanks. Love y'all.
He's not a
Best.
sweaty bitch. I love that.
I love that.
I hope he's listening. Do you hear that love letter? You're
Yeah,
not a
that
sweaty
is a
bitch.
love
That
letter.
should be in your vows.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
that's awesome.
She's fantastic. I love her. Okay. I will go next. All right. This is an email we got. It says, hello there. I'm a huge fan of your podcast and just recently thought of a funny story I have of short-lived relationship I had in high school.
Oh,
goody.
yes,
High
a
school.
high school story.
It's going to be sweet and innocent.
So I will try to make this short. When I was a senior in high school, there was a new student that came to our school. Ooh, fresh meat.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that feeling.
Oh,
All the
yeah.
girls are like, hey. Normally, I did not date anyone in my school because I do not like seeing most of my exes after breakups.
Hear you.
Anyway, when I first saw this guy, I was blown away by his good looks. He was tall, dark, and handsome, had very long, luscious hair, and definitely did not look like a high schooler. I immediately fell in lust with him and knew I had to pursue him. we eventually,
Just like getting all the Jared Leto vibes.
that's fucking high school. You're like,
Yes.
long hair, check.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's in high school, check.
Totally.
We eventually started dating, and this is where things got way too weird. We dated for only a month. That whole month was a roller coaster.
Oh, God.
The first thing that had happened was one day we were driving by a Puffin Stuff on our way to his house.
Puffin
What the
stuff.
fuck's a puffin?
What is
You
that?
don't know
Just like-
Puffin stuff?
No.
Is that like a
Puffin stuff
convenience
is
store?
like wet waterbeds and stuff. It's like a head shop.
Oh, waterbeds and
okay.
stuff was the shit.
Puffin stuff was a place that was there too.
I
Oh,
see.
gotcha.
This is
Okay.
So a head shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that Puffin stuff was a place outside of Columbus. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, maybe she's from Columbus.
Right on.
I don't know.
Anyway.
When he saw it, he laughed. I asked what was so funny, and he then said that one time he went into that store and flashed one of the people.
What?
No. She wrote it like that, and I had the same reaction because that's how it's written. But
Oh, okay.
flashed one of the people money.
Oh.
I too was like, oh, that's
were like,
inappropriate.
That's very inappropriate.
Wow, that is deviant.
Wow. Asking them if he could buy weed off of them. That makes way more sense.
Okay, got it.
They asked how
They don't
old he
sell
was
weed at
and
Puffin
ended
stuff.
up calling the police on him while he was running out of the store. The police did not get to him in time, but I was like, what the fuck? That is where I should have cut him off. But again, those looks were too good. And to me, I'm like,
And you're
okay,
in high
he's
school.
yeah. What
Yeah.
is he, like 16? I feel like that's a pretty typical like teen stoner move.
16-year-old boys.
Oh,
Yeah,
vey.
yeah.
Oy vey.
Get weed at any
Yeah.
And by the way,
price
you can't
possible.
buy weed at a head shop, bruh.
Yeah.
You're dumb. You're 16. Dude. You're like, someone in here has it.
You can't even like buy weed there, dude.
Bruh.
Brah. The following week, we were sitting in study hall together, and he gave me a note and told me to read it after school.
Uh-oh.
After school, I read it, and it was a note describing in detail how much he loved my body and explicitly telling me exactly what about my body he loved the most. I mean, like, explicitly. Drawings and everything.
Oh, no.
Which is
Okay.
intense for high
Can
school.
we talk about
That's
the drawings?
intense.
What in the world are these
I
drawings? look
need
like?
to
Like
see
high
them.
school
Oh my
drawings?
God.
I want to see them.
A body.
It's just stick figures of,
Yeah.
like, blowjobs.
This is me wheelbarrowing you.
a stick figure drawing of a wheelbarrow.
Girl, I really like them boobs.
Stick figure with two boobs.
Giant boobs.
Giant boobs.
I was so weirded out by this and showed all of my friends, and we had a very good laugh over it. You'd think I would break up with him then, right?
no. Yeah.
Nope. Again, those looks were just too good for me. What really took the cake was when he took a pack of my cigarettes from me and wrote something on my lucky cigarette. This is all very
Nah.
Midwestern.
Oh,
the
I
lucky
know.
I swear to
cigarette.
God. Okay, I think I know every person that's written today.
Yeah.
Because this is
This is
I
a Midwest
understand,
story,
like,
for
the
sure.
lucky cigarette.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're from the Midwest because I'm getting all the Midwest vibes here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Puffin stuff.
He told me not to look at it until I got to my lucky cigarette, which I always would smoke last, as you do with a
Like
lucky.
you do
Yep.
with a lucky.
Of course, as soon as he left, I looked at it. He wrote, "I love you" on it. I was really like, what the fuck? Because at this point, it had only been about a month of us dating, and it takes a lot for me to have strong feelings for someone. A few days later, he asked if I had smoked my last cigarette yet, and I lied and told him I dropped my pack in a puddle and that they were all soaking wet, so I did not see it. I did not see what it said.
Yeah,
Which-
that's smart.
Smart.
Excuse.
I like this.
Yes, I agree. She says, which I know is kind of shitty, but what was I supposed to do? I was like, no, that's
Yep.
not shitty.
That's perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like-
a
That's
good.
exactly how you do that.
Yep.
Yeah, you nope right out of that situation. By this
You
point,
smoke that lucky real quick.
yeah, smoke it real fast. By this point, I did not care how attractive I thought he was. I was done. So I'm the type of person who's really bad at letting people down. I mean, like, I feel so bad that my anxiety goes through the roof and I just can't do it. I'm really bad at that too. I'm so bad at that.
Yeah.
I then had my twin sister call him up. We have pretty much the same voice.
Yes.
And break up with him for me while I took a shower.
That is the best sentence
ever.
I have ever heard.
What's a twin
Ever.
for? If not for situations
do
like
your
that.
dirty work. Exactly.
Amen. He then proceeded to cry, and my sister said that we could still be friends.
Oh,
Sister.
no.
Oh, no, sis.
No.
Sis.
I outlined this for you.
Yeah.
We were
had a
supposed
plan.
to cut off all ties. I know how shitty that was on my part, and since then I've learned how to break up with people on my own.
Wow.
He had told me he was 17 when we first met, and I was 18. A month later, I found out that not only was he not a junior, he was a sophomore, and he was 16. Anyway, I should have stuck to my rule of not dating people in high school or high schoolers at all. It ended up being a hilarious story that my friends and I still laugh about to this day. There are a lot more things that happened during this month-long relationship, but this has been long enough already. Thanks for reading.
Well, thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you for sharing.
Oh my
man.
God.
High school. That story was just
The high schooliest.
the high schooliest.
Exactly.
That sounds like a 16-year-old boy. Like seriously.
Yeah.
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 In every way.
Oh my gosh, man. High school relationships. Mixtapes and
Oof.
Puff and stuff. And
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. My story actually I got last night when we were all hanging out. Made a new friend, and my new friend shared with me his worst date story,
love it.
which I cannot wait to share with you guys. Okay, so my new friend went through a divorce like 3 years ago, and tentatively started to date. And so downloaded all the apps and was figuring that out, and matched with a really beautiful nurse practitioner who was about a decade older than him.
Okay,
But
all right.
she was pretty, had her stuff
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
you know, seemed like, okay, let's try
Promising,
this.
attractive
Exactly.
in many ways.
And so he meets up with her. They're having a few drinks. They're having a good time. She's having a few more drinks. And then a few more drinks. And eventually just gets completely blackout, crazy shitty. So he
On a first date.
on a
like,
first
Speaking
date.
as someone who likes to drink, like I cannot see having enough drinks on a first fucking
Well,
date to
also
get, like,
it's just like fucking so unsafe. You know, as
yeah,
a
you don't
female,
know
like,
that
you're
person.
with a stranger,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're literally
getting
giving up.
out drunk.
Yeah,
And you don't have like friends there or anybody else there.
Yeah.
It's just the two of you. Yeah, no.
no. So he gets her home and like gets her into bed, and then nopes out. Then she texts him like this is like later, and they end up going on a second date. I'm like, you went on a second date?
Oh.
He's like, I thought maybe she was nervous and things just got out of control.
Sure.
So you give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, everyone has moments.
I was like,
well,
well,
okay.
That's nice.
She got
I'm
a
like,
little shitty.
well, I mean, here's the other thing. The difference between just starting to date again when you're willing to give people second chances
Totally.
and being a year and a half into it where I'm like, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Where
You
I'm
fucking
like-
knew better. That's exactly right.
So
You know the rules of dating.
exactly. We're dunsies.
Sir.
We're
Sir.
dunsies. So they go out on another date. They go to a bar. I'm like, maybe like the zoo or
Yeah,
coffee
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's they go to a bar where then they both proceed to
Oh,
get
shit.
completely blackout.
He's like, well, I
shitty.
guess I'm just gonna go 1 for 1 with you
Let's just
because
do it.
I don't want to have to put you to bed again. So
If this is what we're doing it. Let's
Yeah,
do
we're
it.
doing it. So
yeah,
they're
he knows what it is now. I like it.
exactly. He's like, all right, well, bottoms up.
This is what we play for.
Yeah,
Let's go.
exactly. So then they get like kicked out. They both like it's like it's like a
shit.
fucking nightmare.
I have gotten shitty before. I have never gotten kicked out of
No.
any establishment.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
So they end up like going back or whatever. He gets her into bed, and one thing and then another. Then so he's like, this is a fucking mess, man. Right? This is where you'd cut ties, right? You're like, okay, 2 times in a row, like, well, I gotta cut ties. Goes on date 3 with her. And he's like,
And she
he even
thinks
said-
she's struck gold. She's
Yeah,
like, he likes me. He
even-
likes this shit.
He even said, he's like, that's on me. And wait until you hear what this date is.
I'm excited.
His company Christmas
Sir.
party.
Sir. No. No.
With like and it's a legit company too,
No.
where like VPs
Oh, no.
have flown in.
Oh, I don't like
and
this.
higher ups.
Sarah.
Are you ready to go on this journey?
Oh, I am so
Oh, my
excited.
God.
I want more stories like this. I want you to have taken a date you should not have to a family or company function.
Yes.
I want to hear how it went
Day
down.
3.
Drunky McNurserson.
Yes, exactly. Goes to his company Christmas party and behaves like an angel, and everything works out just great. No, just kidding.
You're like, the end.
No.
I was like, that's weird.
No, proceeds to get completely fucking shitty.
This is on him. He knew.
It's your fault, sir.
You knew her. You knew what she was
to
like.
the point
You've
where
been
his like coworkers were like, "You need to get her the fuck out of here!" Like,
Oh my God.
you need to get her out.
Listen, she showed you who she was.
And like he had like coworkers who were like, "What did he say?" He says they were like, "I used to have a lot more respect for you." Like that's where that is the level of
Ouch.
her behavior.
I'm
Yeah.
not even mad. I'm just
Spicy.
disappointed.
I'm
Oh,
just disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
That's your
It's
mom
very
saying
spicy.
disappointed.
So I'm like crying by this point. He's telling me this story. I'm like, I can picture
You
it
have
perfectly
to
in my
see
head.
those motherfuckers
Oh,
on Monday.
no.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. And like it's like all of his bosses, like everything. So he's like searching everywhere for her.
He lost her.
He lost her.
Oh, no.
There's
he
a
lost
gap in
her.
this
Oh, no.
Like people are coming up and like go get her out of here. And so he is
Oh,
searching.
He's
to
playing
find
like
her.
fucking
You
Where in the
guys,
World is Carmen
this
Sandiego?
This person's a nurse practitioner. Are we
Oh,
scared?
Yeah,
we
a
are
little bit.
worried.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
yes.
like, okay, go find Nurse Jackie and get her the fuck out of your
No,
company.
no
Nurse
shit.
You know,
Jackie.
there's a real fucking like
shit.
Vicodin doctor theme happening with
Oh my
this
God.
episode.
Oh my I God, know.
We
Funny
got
that we
House.
did the doctors.
We got
We did the
Vicodin. We
That is
got
so crazy.
this nurse
Funny.
practitioner who has a clear problem.
Clearly.
But can you imagine, like, at that party, he's trying to, like, find her. She's just leaving a trail of destruction.
Meanwhile, like, yeah, people come and find him.
And they're
like,
like,
find
I
that
saw her
fucking
on the
chick.
balcony. I saw her in the bathroom. And you're like, where is she?
Oh my God.
I feel like this is a movie
I
playing
know.
out.
So he finally finds her,
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
and she is in the middle of getting hot and heavy with his female HR department head.
I had a mouthful of beer that entire time. We were in a very dangerous situation. Oh my God. Oh my God, no. No.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my
How did he
God.
take her get out of that situation?
He was able to get her home and everything, but yeah, he was like he
HR.
was expecting to like get written up, get like
No,
fired,
the HR
get-
person is the one who's in trouble here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I guess if she's gonna make
shit.
out with somebody, at least it was like the HR person. So then she was like,
Yeah,
we're just gonna let this go.
We're just
We're
gonna
even
that's-
Stevens is
That's
what.
a lost
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. So
Nothing to see here, folks.
that's
Oh my God.
that's my new friend's
I mean,
worst
tell
day.
me he then deleted her number. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's like,
That
that's
was well, maybe he kept her as a crazy you up. You know what I mean?
you can't keep that kind of crazy in your life, dude.
Yeah,
You
no.
cannot do it.
No, you can have a like crazy fun you up, but she's like crazy you up.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't.
Yikes, y'all.
Yikes.
There you go.
It's
Oh.
yikes.
I love that though. Like
That's fucking
inappropriate
amazing.
family,
yes.
company,
Function.
picnics.
Because
Yeah,
like you know,
Where
we
you need to go dressed to
we
impress,
talked
and they're
about-
like dressed to drunk.
we talked about sweaty palms, and like nothing
Oh.
makes my palms sweatier than the thought of like
Somebody
that,
being an ass.
that situation at like someone you brought to a family function or like a or a
chills.
business function.
I get
It's
really
like,
nervous.
I
Like
don't like this.
I brought new friend around friends last night, and I'm like,
don't embarrass me, sir. Do not embarrass
do
me.
not embarrass me.
He didn't.
Please be cool.
He did not.
He
no.
did not.
No. He was
But
sweet.
I'm now cautious. It's like my mom brought home another guy, and I'm like, I don't know about you yet.
Yeah, I know. You need
I
to prove
know.
yourself to me.
I know. Well, I'm in that category too.
Yeah.
Like finally, where I'm just
I
like,
kind of like
you know,
that though.
Yeah,
I kind of.
we'll
it's
see.
weird.
We'll
I'm
see
like,
where it goes.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Side eye. We'll see. Sips tea. Okay. Are you guys ready for my crazy in love?
I am so ready.
Where are you taking us?
I am going to take us back to the late 1960s, 1970s.
All right,
Awesome.
take me
All
on a
right.
journey.
This is a story of Holly Maddux's murder.
Holly Maddux.
I
Why
don't
does
know
that
if
name
I know
sound
that.
familiar?
Because I'm burying the lead.
Okay, got it.
So Holly Maddux was this beautiful, well-liked, well-loved, of course, the most Dateline-y
You know what I
description
think
ever. I know.
She lit up any room she walked into.
You know what I think we should do is write each other's like Dateline.
Oh, yeah, we
I
keep
know.
forgetting to do that.
You know, like what we would say about each other on Dateline. You know what also we should do? They talked about this in the Daily Zeitgeist, and I think that is something that we should actually do. We need to pick our pictures.
Yes.
And for if we
Approval.
go missing.
Approval
For
picture.
approval.
I
Because I'm like,
know.
if y'all pick a fucking picture of me that is like trash, when I'm found, I'm going to be
staying
pissed.
gone.
You're like, that's it. I'm actually dead. Never mind. So Holly Maddux, she is a beautiful salutatorian. She's a cheerleader. She's from a small town in Texas called Tyler, Texas. She grew up the oldest of 5 children. She was born to a very conservative Christian family. Her father was a World War II veteran, and they had, a very tight-knit family, but, a very strict household. And at the time, her brother and sister, who on this show that I watched, which was a People magazine investigates show on ID or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and I got most of my articles that I found too were from People magazine. So that's where most of my source material comes from.
Awesome.
I loves me some peeps.
You do.
I do. Her brother and sister on the show that I watched, they describe her as a free spirit. She had dreams of getting out into the big city life. In 1965, she moves to Philadelphia to attend Bryn Mawr College. I know, right? It's very sweet.
Yeah.
And so she takes, this big leap, leaves her small town Texas and goes to the big city to
That's a big
attend
change.
college. It's huge.
Small town Texas,
Texas
to
to
East Coast.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's
It's
culture
great.
shock.
Yeah.
And at the time, I mean, this is 1965 when she moves there. She goes through college, and as she's graduating college, she decides that she's kind of in love with the big city life. And this is as the counterculture revolution is starting, and so everybody's really kind of, it's the hippie spirit, it's the free love spirit, but it's really about, a lot of it's about protesting the war.
Yeah.
It's about environmental issues. It's really kind of this, counterculture time where people are taking a stand, being vocal, having a say, feeling like they want to have input into what's happening in the country.
I really wish that
We were in a counterculture movement.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we
Same.
kind of are. We are, actually.
Ready
Just
to-
not as like vocal or as active as they were back then. But there've been a lot of things.
There's been a ton of marches and
Yeah.
stuff. I've
Yeah.
personally gone to a lot of marches.
Yeah.
It's there if you want it. If you want to find it, it's just,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Been to a couple myself.
Yeah.
But yeah. I just feel like back then it felt like it was bigger. You know what I mean? Like it
But
felt
we're
like
also looking at it in
and
hindsight.
that's exactly right. And so like you wonder, is it because of the way that we're viewing it now? Is it because
Right.
of the where we are that we are viewing it from this sense? Like, will our grandchildren look back at this time period and be like, man, I wish it was like the 2000.
Yeah, I think so. You know what? I think so.
18.
I think we look at what young people, especially like in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
I feel so old. Like, but the March for Our Lives was organized by young people. Like, what
Right.
they're doing in like especially is huge. It's a nationwide movement.
Yeah.
I think people will look back on this time and be like, yeah, there's a big social shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were speaking up.
Yeah.
And so at the time, Philadelphia is a real hub for like a lot of this movement, a lot of this excitement. Things are happening.
I really like Philly too.
Yeah, I have only ever been there like once or twice, and I've only ever been to for work, so I didn't get to actually experience Philly, which I feel like I would love because
Yeah.
I love
I
history.
feel, and you,
Yeah.
and you're an East Coaster on the
That's,
side.
yeah.
Same.
I vibed with that city
Yeah.
really well. I really liked it.
And I love Washington D.C. so much; it's like one of my favorite cities. So I feel like it probably has a very similar vibe.
It's like
and Boston,
East
too.
Coast Midwest like had a baby, and it was Philly.
Yeah,
you know what I
can
mean?
see that. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's like a Midwest East Coast
Right on.
city.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it has Chicago vibes for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during this time, when she's kind of going to some of these rallies, these things that are happening, there's this guy, and his name is Ira Einhorn, and she meets him in 1972.
All I can think of is Finkel or Einhorn. It's from Ace Ventura.
Oh yes,
Finkel or Einhorn. Sorry. All right.
Anyway,
continue.
so
Ira
1970
Einhorn. Okay.
So in 1972, she meets Ira Einhorn. She's enamored by him. He is into politics. He is this real up and comer in Philadelphia. He is like, he hobnobs with like the wealthy, but he also has like, he's got a real personal statement. There's a lot of rumors that claim that he was part of the group of people that invented Earth Day. He spoke at the first Earth Day, but really there's not a lot of truth to the fact that he is one of the originators of it. It was actually organized by someone else. So,
but all of this, like college age
also
Keegan, like hard eyes.
Oh, yeah.
For this fucking shit. All he
100%.
needed to do now was pick up an acoustic guitar at a party.
Right.
And,
God.
and
I would have been like, sold.
he's totally the dude of the time, right? Like
Yeah.
he's like this bigger than life guy.
Yeah.
He's this big guy. He's got a beard, the long hair. You know what I
You
mean?
like
Exactly.
trees? I fuck with that. Let's do this.
Yeah. So
I stand.
Holly was totally fucking with that. So she was like, this guy, he's enamoring, right? He's a speaker.
Charismatic.
He's charismatic. He guest lectures at Harvard. I mean, he's well spoken. So she instantly connects.
It's gonna
with
take
this
a
guy.
turn.
He actually has quite a bit of an ego as well. Like,
Of course he does.
somebody who kind of claims to be the originator of Earth Day, is
As
also,
do almost all men who pick up acoustic guitars at college parties.
Oh my God,
You
so
can't
true.
trust them. They've got egos.
so true.
Exactly.
But his last name's Einhorn, so he actually nicknames himself the Unicorn.
Oh,
Because,
sir. All right, you lost
I just
me.
got chills.
yep,
Not
You
in a
fucking
good
lost
way.
me there. You
Einhorn.
can't give yourself a nickname.
Yeah.
Einhorn
Rule
meaning
number
one
one.
horn, unicorn. So
No.
you know, a playoff. Still not okay.
Oh,
got it.
You gotta
God.
give. You cannot give yourself a nickname.
So at this time, like Ira and Holly fall for each other hard. They're very into each other. They decide to move in together, and they start this on and off relationship that lasts up to 5 years. And they're, back and forth. They love each other, but it's very passionate. So you know how passionate relationships go.
Right.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
hot and cold, fire
Yep.
and ice. Yeah.
Yep.
Passion goes both ways.
Yep.
Passionately in love and passionately out of love.
Yeah.
Very quickly. So during this time, that's how their relationship's up and down. It's like a roller coaster. So 1977, they're officially off. And she decides that she's like, you know what? I got to get away. So her friend Joyce invites her to stay at her place on Fire Island. So she moves out to go stay with her friend on Fire Island, and she meets this guy, a friend of her friend Joyce. And they, get to talking, and she's like, you know what? I really like this guy. So they start dating a little bit, and she gets a call from Ira on September 9th, 1977. She goes to go pick up her stuff from Einhorn's place. He tells her, if you don't come pick up this shit, it's going to end up out with the trash. And so
Damn.
he's like, come get it or it's gone. So she goes to get this stuff. And after that point, no one hears from her. Well,
always,
Ira.
always take someone else to go to your ex's house for anything.
Right. And I
If we've
understand
learned
that
nothing,
you feel like you know him. You feel like I get it. But better safe than sorry at all times.
Always,
you know?
always. You never know. Like, ugh.
Trust no bitch.
yeah,
That's right.
Exactly right. So, so again, no one's heard from her. And at the same time, her family relationships have become a little skewed. So at home, her father is very, very, like I said, he's military. They were yes sir, no ma'am. This is like how their home life was. And when he had heard that she moved in with her boyfriend, he stopped any communication with her. So their father was just like, I'm not communicating with you at
When
all.
will parents
But
learn that is not
ever gonna work?
ever going to work?
Never works.
Like it literally never works.
In the history of ever has never worked.
No.
So at any rate, she is still though communicating with her mother. They are in constant contact. She writes letters all the time. They write to each other, and her mother's birthday comes and goes, and she doesn't hear from her. And the family's like, this is really bizarre. Like, she wouldn't not call on my birthday. Like, this
Right.
is not,
Yeah.
this is not Holly's behavior. Like, this is very bizarre. So they reach out to the Philadelphia Police Department and they're like, hey, we haven't heard from our daughter. This is where she's last known to live. This is really kind of odd, unusual behavior. So the police go over and they talk to Ira. And Ira's like, yeah, no, we've broken up. I haven't heard from her. And they're like, yep, sounds right. All right, bye.
Yeah, it's 1960
Bye.
something. They don't give a fuck.
It's
They're like,
77 at this
well,
time. Yeah.
it's 70s. Well, it's still same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Same. So no one had heard from her. So they decide to reach out to a private detective named Bob Stevens. He's this is like after, working with the police are getting nowhere. This is literally like months later. And they're like, we still haven't heard from her. Something's not right.
Yeah.
So they reach out to Bob Stevens and they're like, he's a local,
PI, like private.
Well, he's a retired FBI agent.
Okay.
So they contact him and they're like, hey, haven't heard from our daughter. This is really bizarre. So Bob Stevens hooks up with a guy in Philly, another retired FBI agent named J.R. Pierce. And they, do a little research. And they go to investigate Ira's place again because they're like, this is really like the last person that anybody's ever seen her with or heard from. And, where else do we start? And so right around the same time, though, they also hear word from the landlord that there were some people that the unit below Ira's place has been complaining about, like, a very, like, obvious odor, and that smells it smells like maybe dead rats in the ceiling.
Ugh.
And that there's also this leakage coming down, and they're like,
no.
Yeah. So they're like, this is really odd. So he reaches out to the police department. The police department investigates, and they're like, so they get a warrant to go into the house. So they get into the house, and they're searching the house, and they get to his bedroom, and there's a closet. Closet has a padlock on it. So they cut open the padlock.
For what reason, Ira?
Thank you, Ira.
Do you need a fucking
Thank you.
padlock on your closet door?
Right.
So the movie I watched the show that I watched said that, he's like, I don't know where the keys are. But then I actually listened to a podcast that interviewed the FBI agent at the time he was on this case. And he said that the keys were literally in his kitchen because at some point, some other things come up, like where he tries to blame the government in having a hand in this because of his
fucking hippie.
because of who he is and what he's against, right?
It goes all the way to the top, doesn't it?
It's the man.
It's
the man
the
is trying to
man.
get me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No.
Not
So
today, Ira.
they break into the closet. The closet is literally packed floor to ceiling with just shit, right? Boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. So they start unloading the boxes. They get to one box and they find Holly's purse with all of her identification. So they're like, Holly wouldn't be able to like leave the state, country, whatever, go gallivanting around if she doesn't have all of this stuff.
Right.
So they're like, so they keep searching. They search through all the boxes, and finally they get to the bottom where there's this big trunk. So
geez.
padlock on the trunk. They break open the padlock in the trunk, and the detective says he sees like newspaper clippings, and the newspapers are dated from September 9th, 1977.
This fucking idiot.
He's like, yeah, this seems suspicious. So he starts removing the stuff, and he sees they find this like not quite skeletal remains, but almost mummified remains. And he looks over at Ira and he says, looks like we found Holly. And his response was, you found what you found.
Ew.
I don't like that. You found what you found.
I found you in a jail cell for the rest of your life, motherfucker.
Well, so.
Oh, no.
No.
I'm
so
about to
they-
get real mad. Am I about to get real mad?
Yeah, you probably are.
God damn it.
So they do take him. They arrest him. They take him to jail. The court at the time is going to charge him with murder. And at this time, apparently in Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania, there was no degrees of murder, so it was just a murder charge. So it's not like first degree, second degree. It's just murder charge. They take him to court. And he is, they go to, do bail hearing basically. And at that time, for a murder charge, having bail at all was completely unheard of. But what Ira had was a lot of witnesses for his character witnesses, like saying this is a great man, he would never do anything.
He likes
like
trees.
He
so
loves the trees.
The unicorn wouldn't do this.
Unicorn wouldn't do this. So he has all these people basically standing up for him, saying like, this guy's a great guy, he would never do anybody any harm.
You don't know anybody.
And he's definitely
like off top, you don't know fucking anybody.
He's
that
most
is
definitely
absolutely
not
true.
a flight risk. So the judge sets bail for $40,000, and he's able to get released on bail for $4,000 because basically you only have to pay 10%.
To pay a percentage, yeah.
Right. So one of his good friends, one of his very wealthy connections, is this woman who lives in Canada. She is lives in Montreal, and she is the heiress to the Seagrams family.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're
So she's
also
got
involved in that.
money.
They're also like heiresses to the Seagrams fortune.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those are the people who were funding that Nexium as well.
Oh shit!
The daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
the ones
yeah.
who were funding that. So they got some seedy fucking people in their family.
Damn.
And apparently it goes all the way up the tree.
Just bad judgment.
Goes
Right.
all the way to the top.
Fucking genetics are
Yeah.
Yeah.
sketching that family tree.
Wild.
No shit. They're coddled by
Wow.
gin.
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, here's $4,000.
And gin
said
is like
this.
the rich ladies, like
Yes.
alcohol, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Like, So anyway, he is released on bail, and he's set for trial. And in 1981, when he's supposed to go back to the court date, he skips bail and leaves the country.
I hate
Shocker.
him. I hate him so much.
Surprise. So they can't find him, and they have no clue where to find him. Well, they don't get another lead until 1983 when they realize, because they got some information, that he was living in Belfast, Ireland. So they did track him down in Ireland, but Ireland didn't have an extradition policy at the time.
Correct.
So he said he was, once he found out that they were on his trail, he disappears again. They don't hear anything about anything again until it's, I think, they don't hear anything again. In 1993, they decide to do a trial in absentia.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So they take this case to trial
Wow.
in 1993 because they can't track him down. And they're like, you know what? Their family members are passing away. We really need to close this case. We know he did it. It's a pretty much open and shut case.
Can I just also say that this is fucking infuriating to me? I think the reason why I'm so like mad about this case in particular, I'm mad about most of these, but like I'm so mad about this one in particular. One, because this is exactly the type of person I would have been hoodwinked by in
Right.
college. But two, because it makes me furious that this man is like on the lam, and you know he's framing it as though he's some kind of like social
Yes.
justice vigilante running
Yes.
from the man.
Yes.
Right.
And I fucking
Yeah.
that shit makes me so.
Yeah.
You're not. You're just a piece of shit. Like
Yeah.
you're just a piece of shit
Ugh.
scumbag who did something shitty. Like you're not some heroic figure that's
Yeah.
like escaping. Ugh,
Yeah.
okay. Anyway,
For justice. right?
proceed. Sorry.
So anyway, they do find him guilty in this trial. He is found guilty of murder and is sentenced to life imprisonment. So, but he's still on the fucking
Gotta
lam.
find him first.
Yeah, gotta find this guy first. So the next clue comes right after the trial, and this woman who they found out is the person who set bail for him is also been, they find out, funding his fucking entire like existence, pretty much. Like she's been sending him money and
Yeah, we gotta stop drinking Seagrams.
yeah.
Officially.
Yeah.
So they also then find out too, they end up through some research, track down that he had been in Stockholm, and that he has been connected to this woman that was living in Stockholm. And they find, oh gosh,
So many women involved in
Don't
this story
remember.
who
I know,
are
it's
just
just
sheltering
sad.
him throughout this entire thing.
So they track him down to Sweden, where they find him connected to this woman named Annika Floden. And it turns out that Annika is his wife. They lose the track there. They're like, because they are both out of Sweden, they track Annika to Denmark. And then the trail is completely cold.
I don't
Then-
know if the dick is ever good enough to go on the run. for?
Right.
Like,
well, and who knows if she knows that they were on the run. Maybe she just thought, oh, we're moving here and
Moving to Denmark
we're going to move to Denmark
in the middle of the night.
Let's go
my
try
man's
this
gonna
place.
have to give me more of an explanation than like, I just want to try Denmark now. I'm like, why?
Okay. So they then are again kind of not like at a loss. So they the guy, the FBI agent that I said I heard, listen to him tell the story about this. He said that they had reached out. They'd had some problems working with Sweden in the past. And then they did this America's Most Wanted thing. And then they got a bunch of tips coming in. And he said that one of them was like a Swedish woman who was just like furious. Like, I can't believe that the Swedish authorities aren't helping you further with this, connected them with the Swedish police and were like able to do a little bit more research and found out that Annika had tried to reach out to get her license so that she could get a new license in France. So she needed to reach out to get her identification through Sweden so that she could get her license in France. So they were able to track her down through this address. Well, and they find him with her in France. And the local authorities do go and they arrest him.
Oh, nice.
Which is great. Except that at the time, France doesn't have extradition.
I'm gonna fucking flip this table. I'm gonna flip it.
With the U.S. either. And especially in the cases which could possibly lead to a death penalty.
But they'd already tried him.
But they'd already tried him, which was also
Life
an
in
issue.
prison.
Which was also an issue. Because they weren't going to extradite him if he wouldn't be able to have have an actual trial in which he could stand up for his case. So 6 days later, a new legislation passes in which anyone who is extradited from a foreign country can get a new trial. And finally, they do. The French.
Jesus, that was exhausting.
I know. So this is now 1996.
Jesus.
This murder happened in
77.
To almost 19 years. Yeah.
It's wild, isn't it? So finally extradited back. They put him on trial once again. It's a 4-week trial. He claims, of course, yes, that this goes all the way to the top and that he has been, this is all.
Oh,
even though there's two padlocks.
What the biggest turn on to me is when a guy's the victim.
Oh my God.
Doesn't that just get your motors running?
I've never hated somebody more in my life. I fucking hate this person so much because I can see him so clearly. I know people like this.
He calls himself the unicorn,
oh
for
my
Christ's
God.
sake.
I want to kill you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So,
but I won't.
He is,
because I have self-control.
Finally gone through the court proceedings and is found guilty and is found guilty and is served with a life sentence. And in Pennsylvania, a life sentence is a life sentence and with no possibility of parole. So he will be spending the rest of his livelong days behind bars in PA.
Goodbye.
Bye.
You piece of shit.
So that was the unicorn killer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, kind of resentful that
he
he gets to be called the unicorn killer. I'm like, he named himself.
Well,
why did he give him that name?
Why did he kill her? They were off and on. He just like flipped out and was like, well, here.
Yeah, there's no reason to kill her.
It
doesn't make sense.
I just think that he basically was at some point like, when she came back, he was like, if I can't have you, no one can.
No. Or maybe if they said that their relationship was really passionate all
volatile,
the time,
like
maybe they had an argument and he fucking
killed her.
And like, in the middle of the argument. Like that could have happened too. And then he was just like, well.
I mean, the wildest part of the story is the fact that he just ended up on the fucking lam for... how long?
And so many people sheltered him, which is
him. The money that was behind him.
He's not a political prisoner. Like, there's no reason to like offer him asylum. Like, you can he's just a shithead.
Also, like, what kind of fucking person is cool with just having a dead body chilling in their closet?
That's
like,
thank you.
Right? Yeah. There's something real wrong with you,
dude. How
it's seeping?
It's
through
seeping.
The walls.
It smells. It's also fucking creepy. Like, do you know how convinced I would be that there is a ghost?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, God, yeah. It's been kicking it in that closet for how long?
Unbelievable.
That to me is unbelievable.
Though, too, like, this guy's got such a fucking ego as well. Like, he had over 60 diaries that
that's
found.
very apparent.
I mean,
his ego is massive,
very narcissistic, very much. I mean, he calls himself the fucking unicorn.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, and I invented Earth Day. It's like, slow down, Al Gore. Like,
I'm gonna need you to slowly roll.
Sir, no, wait, sir.
Lord, that is so. Ugh,
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate people like that.
yeah.
They're the
So
worst
it's
kind of people.
it was a wild ride, but
Yeah.
finally,
It's a good one though. Good story.
Finally, the Maddux family was able to get justice
Good.
for her death.
But it's just so sad because it's
Boy, that
just like
father's got to feel like shit for not having a relationship with his daughter because he was so Judge Judy about.
Pretty sure he actually killed himself.
oh
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
That's
Take it down to Onleville there for a sec. But
Yeah.
I feel like I remember them saying that at some point,
Well, I mean, here's the thing, like that. I get this whole like tough love situation that parents want to do, especially people who are like very strict parents.
But what if that's the last time you ever get to
That's
speak
exactly
to
right.
them?
Every time I hear about things like this, I always think of Leslie McAfee's parents from the Bernardo murder, like in Canada, where like she was like 14 or something. She stayed out past curfew, and like as punishment, they locked the door. They locked her out, like as like to teach her a lesson. And so she was in the backyard of her own house trying to get in whenever she got picked up by him. And how do you ever
You don't
live with
forgive yourself.
yourself?
You don't.
Like
Yeah.
after that, if you're the parent, you're just like,
I'll teach you. Oh,
I
Yikes.
mean,
Yes.
it's just like one of the, that whole tough love thing is like safety first, dude.
Yeah.
You can lecture her tomorrow,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's just sad.
God, it is sad.
Well, are you guys
Oof.
watching anything interesting? I know we got Game of Thrones finale tomorrow.
Can't wait. I'm excited. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
at this point, it's like this is the last episode.
It
Don't
is what
love
it is.
Everything that's happened.
I'm
so
gonna
far, but
watch it.
I'm
It is
excited.
what it is, and yeah.
Yeah. I've been
New Black Mirror drops soon. and I'm so excited. I don't know. They didn't announce a release date, but they did
I'm
release the
excited.
trailer.
I
Miley
haven't seen it.
Cyrus is in this season.
Ooh, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Okay.
I'm
watching that as soon as we're done here.
I'm
Can't wait.
rewatching Deadwood with Anthony
Yeah.
in preparation for
Is he
the
staying
movie.
awake?
He was shamed by the last episode. He was deeply shamed, and so he is now staying awake with me. Or if he starts to fall asleep, he tells me and we turn it off and we pick it up later.
Wise. I like this.
As it should be. I'm also, what brings me joy is I am rewatching, because I've watched Friends 1,005 times. It's usually like what I put on if I got stuff going on.
You do know
But-
that one of our friends has never seen Friends.
I'm
Who?
sorry, what?
Who?
I'll bleep.
Shame.
I'll bleep their
Don't
name.
bleep it.
Oh, never watched
my
Friends.
God. You see why
First
I asked the
of all-
question. You see why I asked
How
if
dare
you
you.
had ever seen Friends.
No, I
because
don't.
these people exist.
Yeah.
What the fuck? We're gonna have a talk. But
Happening
that's
tonight.
messed up.
You're like first phone call I make.
I
after
know.
we've
In fact, I'm gonna text him right now.
You're like, beep, boop, boop.
But I have been instead. I'm taking a little bit of a break from that, and I've been rewatching Parks and Rec.
Oh,
I love that
Parks
show.
and Rec brings
So
me
funny.
so much joy. It's
So
just
funny.
so funny,
Dude, the
Like, I
sad
just love it.
Batman is like one of my favorite things where they take Ben to treat yourself or whatever. They get him to
You're
try
like,
on the
this is what
Batman.
you wanted to do. I like the Game of Thrones when him and Leslie have the Game
Yes.
of Thrones like role play, and she has no idea what she's talking about. Oh God,
that
it's
show,
amazing.
that show makes me happy. You gotta have a light show, especially we watch so much like true crime and stuff like that. You gotta have like
It's a palate cleanser show
Yeah.
for sure.
Well,
yeah.
I watch a lot of shit on the road because I travel so fucking much and I'm by myself in a fucking hotel room. So what else am I gonna do? So I accidentally started
Accidentally.
started
I like that.
watching Paradise Hotel.
Oh no.
I hate love it. I hate love
The
it.
promos for that show were so
it's terrible.
like, cheesy.
The promo
Oh,
the show
God.
came on and Chris was like, "You guys should watch that for the podcast." And I was like, "That looks stupid." And of course,
You're like, and now I'm
and
3
here I am.
episodes deep.
And yes, and here I am, 2 episodes in, and I will be watching the whole thing probably.
That's so funny.
But I also started Punk,
Oh yeah,
which is
yeah.
that series on Epix. It's fucking rad.
Awesome.
I am so stoked on it. It is like, history of punk rock and
Yeah,
like,
cool.
oh, it's so
Yeah,
cool.
that's really cool.
Dude, yeah. So
You
Nice.
see? Are you watching anything new?
Not really. I got blown up this week with like a huge cold. So generally, like when I get like really sick and I'm just like taking medicine, it's just like City Confidential, Forensic Files, City
Amen.
Confidential, Forensic
Yeah.
Files, and then
All the comfort
just
zone
all
stuff.
this stuff. And I, it's like, oh, if I fall asleep and wake back up and it's the middle of another case, it just doesn't really
It doesn't
matter.
matter. They can
And
all
there's
run together.
something about the narrator's voice from City Confidential that's very like
Soothing.
calming. Yeah.
I feel that way about the narrator's voice from Snapped. That woman, because no one talks like that where she's like, and then this thing happened. And you're like, oh.
Well, City Confidential,
go
they're
right to
always
sleep.
like, Austin, where the nights are hot and the, and you're just like, Jesus, dude, take it down.
Take it
a
down
notch.
like 2 pegs.
But also, I'm kind of sick and this feels really
No,
good.
no,
So-
it's comforting. It like makes you, because honestly, the Snapped woman, if I'm trying to watch an episode, it's kind of annoying. But like if
Yeah.
I'm like getting
Half in, half
snuggly
out.
for an afternoon nap, I'm like,
You're
this
like,
is
perfect.
perfect. This
Yeah.
is just what I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys have any stories, like I said, we're still on the lookout for just anything. Shoot us an email. We love to hear from you. It's myworstdatepodcast@gmail.com. Also, check out our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. You can join our Patreon. You can join our Facebook group. You can listen to us. You can do the damn thing. And don't forget to like, rate, and review. Tell all your friends. You know what to do. And we love you for it. And thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.